Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's virtual info session on Orientation Week. My name is Rachel, and I'm part of the News 2020 team. We're so glad you could join us today as we prepare for the start of the journey here at York University. Today's session is all about Orientation Week, what to expect, how to get involved, and why it's such an important part of the university experience. We're so excited to be joined by orientation directors who will be leading today's presentation. We have been working behind the scenes to plan an engaging and welcoming week for all incoming students, and they'll be sharing everything you need to know to get ready. So feel free to use the chat to ask any questions throughout the session, and we'll do our best to answer them during the Q&A session at the end. With that, I'm going to pass it on to my colleague who will be leading the Menti for today's session.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Caitlin. I'm one of the new student transition assistants. And before we get started in our session today, we want to do a quick check-in with you all to learn about you. And feel free to answer in the chat or answer on the Menti. You can join. The code is 18624389. We'll give you a few moments to join. But feel free to answer. It's anonymous. Feel free to share with us. For those who just joined us, we're going to get started in our session today with a quick survey. You can join at menti.com. The code is 18624389. Once you join, there's a little thumbs up button that you can press to let us know you're in. Again, if you just joined us, we're doing a quick survey before we get started. You can join at menti.com. The code is 18624389. The link is also in the chat. Okay, so let's get started. We have 42 people in so far, and we can get started. Okay, so we want to know, where are you joining us from today? Switzerland, Toronto, Belgium, Trinidad. I'm also from Trinidad. Sri Lanka, Istanbul, Windsor, Calgary, Markham, Scarborough, London, Newmarket. We have people from all over the world today. That's so great to see. Someone in the chat said India, Nigeria, Kenya, Brampton, Vaughan. Someone said home. Angus, Aurora, Nova Scotia. Well, no matter where you are joining us from today, thanks for spending the morning with us, and we hope that this session is going to be super helpful to you. And again, if you're just joining us, you can join this session, this quick survey at menti.com. The code is on the screen. And if you can't join, feel free to leave your answers in the chat. So, which of the following best describes you? Are you an incoming first-year student, a transfer student, or a parent, family member, or guardian? Okay, we have a lot of incoming first-year students. We have 28. We have 5 transfer students and 1 parent, family, or guardian. 37 first-year students. Wow. We also have some first years and parents in the chat. Wow, 40 first year students and 7 transfer students. So, what's one word to describe how you're feeling about starting university? Nervous, that's valid. Anxious, yeah, I get that. Excited, that's a great thing to feel, yeah. Someone in the chat also said excited. Tired, I get it can be a long process, but it's going to be worth it when you start. Proud, as you should be. Confused, that's valid. Overwhelming, I definitely get that. Worried, that's okay. Well, we're here to help alleviate that and show you some of the things you can look forward to when you start university. Curious, yes, there's a lot to learn about. Motivated, love to see it. Enthusiastic, passionate. Not sure, yeah, I get that. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. Let's continue. So, in today's session about orientation week, what are you hoping to learn? When orientation week is, planning, academic orientation, details, fresh, tuition information, what to expect, face-to-face orientation, giving honest opinions, what happens at orientation, different events, what it entails, week prices, more about residence info, social orientation, networking opportunities, how to navigate uni, advice for first year. Someone in the chat wants to know if they'll get to learn about clubs. So some of these topics will definitely be covered in today's session. We're having a heavy focus on what orientation week is and the events and all those details. And we have a bunch of other info sessions throughout the summer that can help with some of the other topics you're curious about. So thank you all so much for sharing with us. It was so great to hear your answers. And we're going to begin the session shortly. We're going to pass it off to our friends at Yoda. That's the people who oversee orientation. And we hope that your questions are answered and that you enjoy this session. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, y'all. Good morning. My name is Arkesh. I'm one of the 3 directors today. We also have
Hi everyone, my name is Isabella. I'm also one of the 3 Yoda directors. And we also have Julian joining us today as well.
Hello, I'm Julian. I'm the third YD. Pronouns are he, him. Welcome.
Okay, awesome. So to get us started, we're just going to do some quick introductions just to go over who we are, how we got into our roles as York orientation directors. So as I said, my name is Isabella. My pronouns are she, her. I just finished my undergrad actually, and I'll be starting Teachers College in the fall, which is really exciting. But I've been involved at York. For the past 3 years now. I've been the president of Founders College for the past 2 years, which has helped me kind of transfer into this role, kind of overseeing orientation week as a whole, and helping first year students transition into finding new opportunities and new ways to get involved at York.
Hi, once again, I'm Julian. I was an orientation director I was a chair, sorry, in 2023. I was Founders College Vice President of Operations, so I worked with Isabella for the last year as well. And next year I'm going off to Queens for law school. I'm not sure my camera isn't working. It's just like letting you look at our beautiful very hall, but coming in and out. But yeah, it's been a lovely experience working with Arkash and Isabella over the past few years, and it's a good time.
Yeah, my name is Arkash, pronouns he, him. I was New College's O chair in 2023, and I was speaker. I've done a lot of froshes up to this date. And it's always a fun time. Super excited to have an amazing team of O chairs planning this week for y'all. And it's about to be a blast.
Okay, awesome. So just to get into it, we're going to go over a bunch of topics today, all focused on orientation week and kind of what you should expect, coming into York as a first year. So we'll be going over what our introductions we already did, our mission and our vision, and why you should join Frosh, and how do you join all the fun at York, and then we'll go into a question period to answer any of your burning questions that you might have. So, a little bit about us is the York Orientation Directors Association, which is Julian, Arkash, and myself. We are a group of student leaders within the community that represent 12 colleges and faculties that are spread across all of our York campuses. So, that includes our Kiel campus, our Glendon campus, and our Markham campuses, which encompass all of our students. We are in charge of the process of introducing first year students into York in a positive, healthy, and environment where they can have experiences to grow within their personal and professional spheres of their lives.
So I'll read the mission statement. The York Orientation Directors Association is dedicated to fostering a safe, inclusive, and welcoming environment for all students, ensuring every individual feels supported and valued through their orientation experience, which for everyone is a little bit different.
And then kind of what our vision is as a group, as we said, there's about our whole team is about 33 of us, where we have each college has a couple of representatives as the president's O chairs who are planning these weeks. All of us work together to aim to push boundaries, drive transformative changes to ignite a lasting sense of belonging, pride, and purpose in every incoming student by creating an inclusive, empowering, and unforgettable start to the journey at York University.
Awesome.
Why should I join? It's honestly the best way for it's honestly the best way to start your time here at York. You'll meet new people, figure your way around campus, find a sense of belonging even before your classes begin. Trust me when I say this, a lot of the people I still talk to this day, I have met at my orientation week. And when I say it's one of the most biggest and most impactful experiences that has been in my life, it's a big fun thing. Frost Week, or now known as Orientation Week, prioritizes mixing social and academic opportunities. There's a mix of fun events, good vibes, and you won't be going through it alone. It just makes everything feel way less scary and way more exciting. For me, as I said, I was the New College O chair 2 years ago, so for 2023. My favorite two events that I will always remember are our Waterpalooza event, which is kind of like a huge water fight that we do, and then our big party of the year, NC Fest, where we have bring a bunch of the colleges, a bunch of the first years. We have a DJ performing, lights, music, and a mini carnival in the back. It's a total blast.
Awesome. Okay, so some of my favorite events that we've done at Orientation Week or Frosh Week is we did this one for the first time last year at my college, and we did Build Your Own Dream Car. Our theme was centered around like the Fast and the Furious. So what we had is we had all of our first years and our leaders build a car out of cardboard to kind of like encompass our week as a whole. It was also just a great team building exercise that we all got to bond over. We got to paint the car, put our own little touch on it. It was really cool. And then also our beach day event at Center Island. So a lot of the colleges actually do this. Some even go to Wet and Wild. It's kind of just a day to get off campus, bond further with your team, also explore what the rest of Toronto has to offer. So especially like at our beach day, you'll learn how to commute to downtown. You'll learn how to commute from downtown back to York. So honestly, it's a great learning opportunity. You make friends. And you get to engage with upper year students, which is also really cool because they have a lot of, knowledge to offer you as well.
And then for me, two of my favorite events that we've done in the last couple of years, I've done about 3 orientation weeks, so I have a bunch of events I could have pulled from. But when I was an O-chair, our end of week formal was downtown, and it was an awesome experience where everyone showed up. We all celebrated our event, and we went back to campus and played Jeopardy afterwards based on stuff that had happened during the week, which was one of my favorite events. But the entire day, that last day of O-week, seeing everyone together, celebrating the triumphs and like all the progress we've made as like people and making all the friend groups that they had, it fills you with a sense of pride and joy for all the work you put into it during the summer. And the other event that I love, and this one for a little bit of different reasons, uh, Goat Yoga is an event that gets people off of campus and it lets them experience things outside of the city and outside of campus that they might not have gone to experience otherwise. So this is one of those events that you can't really do yourself. It kind of have to be in this type of setting. And it just lets orientation represent a whole bunch of new experiences that you cannot find anywhere else during your time during your time as an undergraduate student at York.
Okay, and to kick off kind of how we see orientation going this year, we wanted to provide y'all with a bunch of the colleges and the faculties that are hosting an orientation week this year. We are also going to add a link in the chat to find your college or faculty because it is associated with your major. So if you are maybe a kin major, for example, you will be a part of Stone College. So that way you can find your orientation week and attend with other students who will be in your classes. Just to answer a question, because I know we might get this one, you are allowed to go to other colleges like orientation weeks. However, we do recommend that you stick to your home college just because you will meet people who are in your classes and who are in your community. However, you are not limited to just, that one college if you want to branch outside of your interests. So yeah, so just to get us started, I think this is Julian. So if you want to explain what these colleges are as well, just to go over them.
Yeah, so these are the more STEM-based colleges. So these will have Lassonde is your engineering majors, Stong is mainly kinesiology majors, Bethune is like chemistry, and then Calumet is your psychology. Those are kind of like the big ones under each one. Bethune also has nursing, I believe. Is that Bethune? I believe. Um, I don't know, I think Stong has nursing. Regardless, you can find out what it is all on the link. These are all kind of in what we consider like the complex 2 area of campus, closer to Tate McKenzie, and they're mainly the science, technology, engineering, math, that type of stuff.
And these are all their Instagrams. So some of them are their main Instagram pages. So like Bethune College, that's their main Instagram page. You can also find everything orientation week related to their college at these Instagrams. They also have websites as well. So if you just search up Bethune College or Stone College on Google, you can also find their websites through there. Moving on to the other colleges. So these are more of the liberal arts and media colleges. So we have McLaughlin, which you can find their Instagram at MacFrosh. We have Founders Frosh Week, so Founders College. We have Vanier College, so you can find them at Vanier O Week. And then also Winters College, which it will be this year, keeping up with Winters for their orientation week. And then Arkesh.
And last but not least, we have these 4 colleges and faculties. We have Schulich, which is their own faculty. They're more of your business students. Markham, which is the brand new campus that has just opened up, they're running their orientation week. They're really excited. They have a fun week. It's gonna be a lot of fun. New College, which is your ITs, your HR, disaster management, a bunch of people like that, and Glendon, which is their own campus as well. They also have a really fun week, and both of them are coming to Kiel this year to come visit the campus and stuff.
Yeah, and just before we end off and go into the question period, just a reminder, orientation week this year will be happening on August 24th until August 31st. So it's basically a week long of fun activities hosted by your college, and you'll get to meet other people from other colleges and other communities. Within this week, you have fun events that are focused around social orientation, but you also do have your own academic orientations that are built into that programming. So if you want to, attend your academic orientation, we highly recommend that you buy a social orientation week kit. Just because it's kind of already integrated into that and you get a lot of cool resources, but also your academic orientation is also free. So if you face any barriers of any sort, you can also attend your academic orientation free of cost and get those resources that way that you might need. So I guess we'll go into our questions. You can feel free to put them in the chat or you can raise your hand. And yeah.
Some general questions that we do get are on average, how much do the kits cost? This year, I believe they're ranging between 130 to 180. I I'm pretty sure is what most of them are actually priced at this year. Um, some colleges are doing early bird tickets this year, so keep an eye out. Take a look at their Instagrams. They have all the information by today. All their tickets will be live and their schedules will be posted for y'all to see. And yeah.
Yep. Just a few questions in the chat. So how do we exactly register for orientation week? So the Instagram links that we provided in the presentation or the Instagram handles, if you go to their Instagram, you can find the link in their bios to their ticket sale page. Most of them do it through their website or they have a separate external link to buy a ticket there. And basically they have all the rules and everything that you get when you buy a ticket. So let us know if you have any more questions regarding that. Um, how do we find more details about academic orientation, like where it is and when it is? So each of your faculties will have their own page for academic orientation. So for LAPS, which is like the liberal colleges, so that's Founders, McLaughlin, Vanier, and New College. They have their own academic orientation day. You usually get an email closer to the beginning of orientation week kind of with a register link, and you will get more information about that. But I do highly recommend that you check out the college's Instagram pages because they do post a lot of information about that there as well. Classes this year start, because we did get a question about that. Classes this year start on September 3rd. So that is 2 days after Labor Day. So I will say we also are having our Open Doors York event on September 2nd, which is a day before classes start. And it's also a free event for students to come in and check out the campus because we will have a lot of fun stuff planned. More information is to come, but do keep an eye out for that. See what else. So Haley had a question. So your college is winters. There's nothing scheduled for Sunday 24th. Will there be events happening on the 24th around Kiel? So that is our move-in day. So a lot of colleges will mainly just be moving in resident students. However, most of the colleges do plan on having, like you can still pop in and meet the rest of the team. However, a lot of the actual programming will start on the 25th. So it's up to the college, really. A lot of them do have some events, but some of them don't just because they're focused on moving that day. However, if you do want to come to campus that day, it will still be a lively environment and you can most likely meet a lot of new people that way.
There's also all the colleges are going to have their lounge spaces open on the 24th, and they're going to be running icebreaker games in there. So you are more than welcome to come by and just chat with them. We're all cool people. We love talking to each other, so you guys are more than welcome to come and hang out and chat with us.
Yes. We also got another question. What does a package entail? So I'm assuming you mean the orientation kit. So the orientation kit is basically your ticket for the week to attend all social programming from that college. So you'll get a bag, basically like a little welcome kit with a shirt that you have to wear at every event, just for, safety purposes and also for aesthetic purposes because we want to look all really cute together. And then you'll also get a bunch of free stuff. So some water bottles, some lanyards, a lot of other merchandise from your college. You'll also get other stuff from other resources from campus partners. So, academic resources. Also, we also have a lot of like mental health and well-being resources on campus that will put stuff in the kits so you can enjoy that as well. Um,
I,
so there's, oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I do see a bunch of questions of people asking about the difference between academic orientation and O week and Frosh week. Academic orientation is like one day within your orientation week schedule that all the colleges attend. They happen at different dates and different times depending on what college you're affiliated with. This is one of the reasons why we kind of suggest while you can go to any college, you should always look into your home college's for, a week ticket first because you have to attend your specific major's academic orientation. So in all the schedules as they get posted, you'll see that they have one morning, sometime during the middle of the or beginning of the week, where they have their academic orientation, and that's separate programming planned by the university that's built within the orientation week schedule.
Yes. We also got another question about guests. So unfortunately, orientation week is just for York University students, incoming first years to be more specific. So if you have someone that is from outside of the university, unfortunately, they will not be able to buy a ticket. Just because this is focused on the York incoming student experience, and we want to make sure that it is a welcoming environment for everyone. So I just keep that in mind. All the colleges do have their own rules against that as well. So just yes, just for first year students at York University. And yeah. There's another question saying, what if I can't attend the full week of orientation? That is totally okay. I would then recommend you looking at your college's week and what they have to offer, and kind of go from there if you want to purchase the ticket or if you maybe, because usually the ticket is just for the whole week, so you would just have to buy the kit anyways. So just keep that in mind, take a look at what you're interested in, and all of that stuff.
Thank you everyone for asking questions in the chat. If you have more questions, feel free to private message me them if you feel comfortable. I did get a message in my DM. So someone has asked, do we have to register for social orientation or anything like that as in academic orientation?
Sorry, can you say it again?
Someone asks, do we have to register for social orientation or anything like that as an academic orientation? So
Okay.
I'm guessing they want to know, how do you register for social orientation?
Yes. So perfect. Thank you for saying that. So Arkash actually put a list of the other colleges' Instagram handles in the chat as well. So that is like the main way that you will register. So by registering, you're buying your kit. So you can't come to orientation without buying a kit. However, there are some free event options that you can attend, but you do have to register through their link at their bio on their Instagram or their website. So you can't just show up the day of and be like, hey, I'm going to participate. You can, but you still have to purchase a kit. Unless it's a free event, like I said, where you would have to register in advance. And most of those registered links are live right now. So I would highly recommend you check that out so you can get ahead of the game and secure your spot.
Awesome. Thank you for clarifying that, Isabella. Someone also asked, are there non-faculty specific social orientation events?
Non-faculty related?
Yes, I'm
Um,
assuming.
So there is, so a lot of the social orientation programming is based around your college and your faculty. Um, so a lot of the programming for that week, so from August 24th to the 31st, it's mainly college focused. There are some events on campus, like our varsity game happening on I believe it's the 29th. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, of August this year, or the 28th. Hold on. Let's just confirm that. But we are having a free varsity game for people to come and check out and watch our women's soccer team and our men's soccer team play. We will put the exact details in the chat so we have it for everyone there.
On August 28th.
August 28th. Perfect. Thank you.
And this will be on campus?
Yes, it will be on our
Awesome.
campus.
Perfect. Someone also asks, is there an option to only pay for certain events?
There is not, unfortunately. So honestly, I really recommend buying a ticket just because of there are so many opportunities and various different events that is for everyone. So we have our parties for the people who are maybe more outgoing, but we also have a lot of, more quieter events or just chill events that you can attend. So like a movie night, games night, karaoke, we have bingos. So there is really something for everyone. And also, a lot of the events kind of urge you to come outside of your comfort zone a little bit, um, and come out of your shell and meet those new people that you might not meet when classes start. So you can't, unfortunately, purchase a ticket just to certain events. However, you are more than welcome to choose what you go to. Just because you bought a kit, you don't have to attend every event.
Some colleges, like Winters, for example, they have the free tickets where that give you access to their free events, but they won't give you access to like the parties or their downtown adventures and stuff like that. It's kind of more like an RSVP thing. So if you are interested in looking at their schedule and be like, hey, these are free events, all the colleges are hosting free events as well. So take a look at the schedules. It will tell you what's free and what's not free.
Perfect. Thank you for answering that, Arkash and Isabella. Just a quick question. Nicholas asks, is orientation mandatory?
It is not. However, your academic orientation is mandatory, just because you get a lot of, academic related information that you might want to know. Social orientation, because there is a cost associated, is not mandatory. However, we highly recommend you coming to your social orientation, just because it's an awesome time to meet new people, have these new opportunities. It's also a way to get involved at York University. So we do recommend it, but it is not mandatory. Yeah.
Thank you for answering that. I'm getting a lot of questions in my messages, and I'm super excited to see them. Thank you for asking questions. So someone has asked me, can we bring someone from York, like a second year student, for the orientation since we aren't allowed to bring someone from outside?
No. So like I said before, social orientation week is only for first year students. So unfortunately, second year students who have already been at York cannot attend social orientation week. Transfer students, however, coming from another university are able to attend social orientation week. So let's say you're in your third year, but this is your actual first year at York, you are more than welcome to also buy an orientation week kit. However, for upper year students, as many of you will be next year, there are options for you. There are options available for you to get involved in orientation week, like becoming an orientation leader. This is also just like another way that you can get involved with your college. So yeah, if you come to your social orientation week, I highly recommend you asking about opportunities to become a leader, for that next year, so you can keep your involvement going.
Perfect. On to the next question. Someone said, if I'm in Bethune College, can I still go to Vanier College orientation week with my friend, or am I only allowed to attend my own college's events?
Arkash, do you want to take it?
Yes, sorry, what was the question again?
Someone has asked, if I'm in Bethune College, can I still go to Vanier College orientation week with my friend, Or am I allowed to go to my own college's events? Or am I only allowed to go to my own college's events?
Nope. So you are allowed to go to any frosh or orientation week that you would like to. You are more than welcome to, if you have friends going to Bethune Frosh, you are more than welcome to go with them and purchase a Bethune kit as well. For example, I was a new college student. I did my frosh with McLaughlin College because my friends went there. You are more than welcome to go any frosh. Even if your friends are going, I do recommend. A lot of the colleges this year are doing joint events, so you still will meet people within those majors that you are in as well.
Perfect. Thank you for answering that. And also, someone has asked, would there be something else during the first week of classes for international students whose student visa might be late?
Yes, so I would urge you to check out York International, their page, just because they do have orientation events happening the week before classes, but they also will have stuff throughout the year for international students, who for that reason might have their visa delayed. Also, the colleges do host a welcome week, full of free events to attend the week after social orientation week. So, for whatever reason, if you can't come to your social orientation week before classes start, there is another opportunity for you to get involved, after orientation week has ended.
Awesome. Thanks for clarifying that. I know a lot of students want to experience orientation with their friends, even if they're in different colleges. So it's nice to know what's possible and how flexible things are depending on the events. Um, we also have another question, which is a follow-up. Could we also buy the tickets just for the merch, um, etc., to collect later if we're unable to attend the events?
I would. So buying a kit, you would still get the merch. However, it's your basically your ticket to attend those events. So if you're fine not attending the events, but willing to pick up your kit, possibly when classes start, I would possibly send that college a message just confirming, that they know that you will be picking it up later. Because if you don't confirm with them or let them know that you want to pick it up at a later date, um, they won't know and they might kind of uh, revoke that in a way. So just confirm with them, maybe send them a quick DM on Instagram. Usually they're really good at responding. Um, so that I would recommend doing that just before you purchase the kit.
Awesome. We also have another question in the chat. Savannah has asked, I already bought a free ticket for Winter's orientation, but I now think I want a paid one. Do I have to cancel my first one somehow?
No, you should be good. The free one is just kind of it's almost as their like registration for those free events, just so they know how many people are coming and how many people to expect. So if you would like to purchase a paid kit, which is awesome, you can just go ahead and do that, and there should be no problem.
Awesome. Thank you for answering that. Another question. Can you please re-mention when is the first day of the orientation week and the location?
Yes. So it depends on where you buy your kit. So all orientation weeks start on August 24th and they will end on August 31st. So if you buy a ticket for Glendon, a lot of your events will be happening on the Glendon campus. If you buy a Markham ticket or kit, they will be happening at the Markham campus. And if you buy a kit from any of the other colleges outside of Glendon or Markham, they will be at our Kiel campus. There are opportunities where you will be traveling to our other campuses and also downtown. However, you will be with your college. You are not expected to go there alone. So you will have your student leaders helping you along the way, finding your way to get around to the different campuses and such. But wherever your college is or faculty is where all your events will take place. Um, they also have the locations on their schedules and like where it will be happening, pretty soon. And so I recommend checking that out as well if you're still unsure.
Awesome. Thank you for answering that. We also have another question in the chat. Someone has asked, can you ask if they can get a refund after buying the kits? So is there opportunities to get a refund if someone has bought a kit by mistake?
So unfortunately, before buying a kit, I would highly recommend checking out the details associated with buying a kit because a lot of colleges have rules against refunds. So I highly encourage you check that out. However, if there are any other circumstances, I would recommend reaching out to that college and explaining what's going on just in case. But please do read all the information before buying a kit because I know it is a lot of money that you're putting down. So you do not want to, in a sense, misplace that money just in case because you might not be able to get a refund afterwards.
Awesome. I'm getting a lot of questions about what college am I a part of. So can someone please link the college finder in the chat so people are able to find out what college they belong to?
Perfect.
But in the meantime, on to the next question. Someone has asked, where can I see my academic orientation dates?
They are usually on the faculty's page, or they usually get an email closer to the date. If you also just want to get ahead of that, you can go to your college's Instagram page, and a lot of them have the academic orientation time slot already on posted on their schedules.
Perfect. I also got a private message. Someone has asked, if I'm shy or more introverted, how can I still enjoy orientation week?
That's a great question, actually. So I actually didn't go to my own orientation because for that reason I was really shy and I was scared to get to know other people. However, I honestly really recommend that you go just because it kind of pushes you outside of your shell a little bit. And also there is opportunities to meet people who are exactly like you, who are a little bit more shy. Attending those like karaoke or like painting events, those are like awesome opportunities to meet those people who you know, might be exactly like you. And also, it's just awesome to kind of see people develop um, outside of their comfort zone as the week goes on, just because you are seeing those people mostly every day. So you're kind of already building that community. Um, Hopefully I answered that, but, but yes.
Yes, you did. Thank you, Isabella, for answering that. I'm an introvert myself, so I really appreciate that response. Like, not everyone jumps into big crowds right away, and it's nice to know that there are low-key ways to connect with people.
For sure.
Okay, so I have another question. I'm in digital media. Should I go to Lausanne or Bethune orientation?
Digital media. Um, Hold on, because I think they actually switched that.
That
Re
would be a Lassonde program now.
Yes, they
So
recently
you're using a
switched that.
Lassonde kit there. It's a Lassonde and Winter's sister program now.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you for clarifying that, Arkash. So someone has also asked me, how is academic orientation week different from the social orientation week? If so, which comes first?
Yeah, so great question. So academic orientations for each of the colleges and faculties is only happening one day, usually in the morning and the early afternoon. So it is not a full week of programming. It is only one day, whereas social orientation happens from the 24th to the 31st consistently. So there is, days of social programming almost every day. Whereas academic orientation is just a day for you to meet maybe professors, get to know where a lot of your classes will be, get to know a lot of about like what you're learning and academic resources on campus that we have. So it is a great way for you to kind of get to know the campus if you can't attend social orientation week. They just honestly have different focuses. A little bit, just because we do have academic programming integrated in social orientation week, but academic orientation for that one day is solely focused on your academic experience as an incoming student.
Awesome. Thank you for answering that, Isabella. We do have more questions coming in the chat. Someone has asked me, is orientation week different for mature, transfer, or international students in that regard?
So there is different programming for if you are a international student, I believe that you get separate emails that is more catered to, your international student orientation that you should be attending. However, you're still welcome to attend Social Orientation Week because a lot of international students want to experience, what Frosh is, what Orientation Week is. And as for mature and transfer students, you also do have your own orientation as well. However, a lot of them do end up joining Social Orientation Week alongside. So Social Orientation Week is like the only orientation week that runs consistently week long, whereas these small orientation weeks do run mini events throughout the week or just for one day. So you will get emails. Fingers crossed. You should be getting emails about all of that information from those departments ahead of time. So just look out for that as well. And also, if you're ever curious, just go to their page on our YorkU website and look up, York International students or York mature part-time and transfer students and all that stuff.
Awesome, that's great to hear. So someone, Janice in the chat has asked, where do I find the orientation week schedule? I'm assuming this means after they buy the kit.
Yes. So those can be found also on their Instagram as well and on the college's websites. So I believe Arkash has posted it in the chat a couple times now. So if you search up, so if you're a part of Bethune College, you want to head to Bethune College on Instagram, and their schedule should be posted, or it will be posted over the weekend, I believe. So a lot of them are in the process of posting them right now because a lot of their kits will be live following the session today.
Awesome. Thank you for answering, Isabella. You're doing a great job answering all these questions. Some students are wondering, will orientation help me get involved on campus long term?
For sure. I can say that all three of us, me, Julian, and Arkash, we honestly are in these positions because we got involved after orientation week. Like I said, I didn't go to my own orientation week because it was online, like during COVID. However, the following year, I became an orientation leader, which then helped me get more involved with my community and my college. Arkash can speak about his own experience, but it honestly does really help push you to get involved even further and possibly even lead to jobs on campus that you might not even know about. So it's an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, so for me, like I was New College's O-Chair 2023. I have done about I almost show my age here. 6 of these Frost Weeks now. They're a lot of fun. I've loved every single one of them. Every single year we get a new. It's a new week every single year with new events, new fun events. I know the colleges this year have worked very hard to find new and exciting events that some of y'all haven't, well, that we even haven't seen in orientation week before. But for me, being able to give back to the community that helped me get acquainted with York makes the world for me.
Awesome story, Arkash. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so we do have another question in the chat. Someone has asked, are orientation kits first come, first serve? Am I able to purchase one a bit later, or will they become sold out?
So honestly, that really depends on the college. A lot of them do have a max. I mean, everyone has a max of how many orientation spots there are. However, a lot of them are just releasing now, so there are still a lot to buy. We notice that there is a bit less, probably like a week before orientation week starts. So I do recommend taking the time to review and see where you want to put that portion of your money to and your time. So I do recommend buying it soon, but you do not need to go buy it like right after this session because you're afraid that it's going to sell out. Do take the time, review all the rules, basically everything that's going to be happening, and see where your best interests and your fits lie.
Awesome. And we have a follow-up question from that. When do prices increase?
So some of the colleges are doing early bird tickets. I'm not sure if any of them have actually put a date of when that early bird price will kind of not exist anymore. Usually they will have it for up for a couple of weeks. I'm not sure, Arkash, if you know more about this, but
Yeah, so from working with all the colleges this year, a lot of their early bird ticket prices are ending on August 6th, and they're going up around 15 to $20 in price. So I do recommend get those early bird tickets. They're in small quantities, but they will open up more to the early bird if they do sell out. So get your tickets as soon as you can.
Perfect. And then one last question. Can we bring someone to social orientation or to faculty orientation?
So I'm assuming this question means somebody outside of being a first year at York. So anyone outside of a first year at York, or possibly someone that is an upper year student, so a second year, third year, fourth year, or even fifth year, sixth year, they are not allowed to come to social orientation as a first year who buys a kit, just because it is technically a private event hosted by your college, for that entire week. So if your question is also considering like possibly bringing like a sibling along, that is also not allowed, unfortunately, just because again, you are buying a kit, and for everyone's safety, the colleges do have to know who is attending their events, and who is buying, um, into social orientation.
Perfect. Thank you, Isabella, for answering all those questions. And thank you, everyone in the chat, for asking your questions today. We hope we were able to answer everything you were curious about. If we happen to miss anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're always happy to help. And if you're interested in getting more involved, volunteering is a great way to start. Arkash is a testament. Arkash and Isabella is a testament of that. We can't wait to see you during orientation weekend throughout the school year. But just for now, we have a Menti to share with you, just a little feedback form, to know how the session went and if all your questions have been answered. I will share my screen now. It's the same Menti code for those wondering. I will now pass it on to Caitlin.
Thank you, Clara. So again, we're just going to end off today's session with another quick anonymous survey. You can join at menti.com and it's the same code as before, 18624389. And you can click the thumbs up button when you join so we'll know you're in. We'll give you all a minute to join. Okay, we have 28 people in. And if you can't join, once we start, you can just leave your answers in the chat. Okay, 31 people in. That's great. Okay, well, we'll get started now. So, thank you so much for joining us in this session today, and we'd love to hear your feedback now. How satisfied are you with today's session? You satisfied, neutral, unsatisfied? Great, a lot of people were satisfied. A few neutral, that's okay. If you have any further questions that you need clarification on, you can still ask them in the chat. We'll be happy to address it. 27 people were satisfied, that's great. Thank you. Okay, is there anything that you still have questions about? Any other topics that you want to explore further or anything in this session that you didn't hear? Campus tours? No, it was great. Thanks. Good to hear. What is YU Connects and how can I get started? Not really. I'm not sure about my college. No. No, thanks for the meeting. It helps so much. Okay, so for campus tours, we have a few more campus tours coming up throughout the summer. Ahmed put the link in the chat to our events page on YU Connect where you can register for upcoming campus tours. For the person who was not sure about their college, was the college finder website not helpful? Yeah. Isabella put the link to find your college in the chat again. Will there be a meeting point for all social orientation events? Would one of the UTA directors like to answer that question?
Yeah, sure. So all the events are going to be taking place at their college like headquarters. So for example, founders will be happening at the founders assembly hall or the founders lounge. New college is going to be at Atkinson building. Glendon will happen at Glendon, Markham will happen at Markham, Calumet will happen at Calumet office. Each respective college will have their own space. Once they will send out emails and give y'all a phone call soon, giving y'all more information.
Okay, thank you so much, Akash. Someone also wanted to know, would transportation be covered? I assume they're talking about for the orientation events.
Some colleges are covering, some are not. So it's important to know when you do get those emails, they will specify.
Okay, thank you. Where can I see my classes I already registered in? You can check that out at the registration enrollment module. And if you could link that in the chat, please. Here's another question about orientation. Do first years who paid for, I think this might be Schulich orientation, have to pay for another college orientation as a guest?
Yeah, so Schulich has a bunch of collab events with all the colleges this year. If you are wanting to go to another Frosh, unfortunately, you would have to purchase their kit. But I do recommend, especially for Schulich, to go to their events, as there's a lot of networking events that are really helpful.
Okay, thank you so much. And if there are any other remaining questions, you can always email us at newstudent. And if yes, Rachel put it in the chat. Great. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, and that's it for our Menti. Thank you to all of you who answered.
Thank you everyone for coming for our session today. We hope you found this really helpful. Thank you so much to our orientation directors for such an informative and engaging presentation. Even though I'm not a first year student, I feel like I learned a lot for students who are willing to answer questions about orientation week. And thank you to everyone who joined us today and contributed your questions. We hope this session gave you a clear picture of what to expect during orientation week and how to make the most of it. If you have any other questions after today, or if you need further support, please do not hesitate to reach out. We'll be sharing up follow-up information shortly and resources to help you feel more prepared. And once again, thank you for being here. We can't wait to welcome you to our campus soon and have a great rest of your day. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, everyone.